Hey guys, it's Kaylee. I'm back with another what sold from last week video. Hope that sales are going really good for you guys. They are going pretty good for us, and we're trying to remain steady at selling both equal amounts on eBay and Poshmark. We're working really hard. We have increased our number of listings recently to 30 a day, and so our goal is to sell 30 a day. So far, it's been really good, and I would say we are averaging about that, not really close, sometimes over. So let's dive into those sales. I'm going to share some of my sales numbers with you guys, how much sold on eBay and how much sold on Poshmark, and then I will do a deep dive into some of those items that you might want to look out for.
Okay, so all of the numbers shown on this report happened between October 30th through November 5th. That is a Sunday through a Saturday. In total, I sold on 2 different platforms, eBay and Poshmark. I sold 195 items between those 2 platforms. My gross sales dropped from the previous week. If you guys have watched the last What Sold video, you'd see that we had like a record-breaking week where we almost hit 7,000. So this is quite a bit of a drop from that, but still really amazing sales. So we did a gross sales number of $4,796.12. Our average sale price was $24.60. This is quite a bit lower. We were fleshing out some older items again. And then estimated cost of goods based on an average buy cost was $780, making our estimated net, which is the gross sales less cost of goods, fees, and shipping costs, was $2,472.64. On eBay, I sold 88 items. On Poshmark, I actually sold 107. And like I've been saying these past few what sold from last week videos, these sales are starting to be just almost equal, which personally I'm happy with. If I could have it my way, I'd probably only sell on Poshmark if I could have the same amount of sales that I have on eBay, just because Poshmark is so much easier and it doesn't cost to list over there. Platform fees are a little higher, but I think it's worth it just for ease of use. So I'm really happy with that. My gross sales on eBay were $2,648.32, and then on Poshmark it was $2,147.80. Let's dive into some of these sales. We are going to start with eBay. So this first one is by a brand I highly recommend you guys pick up. It is American Giant. Their stuff retails for quite a bit and they seem to have a really good following. I would say that the men's are definitely going to be the faster sellers and the ones that sell for more, but I've even had some good luck with the women's brands. These were called the Roughneck Stretch Canvas Pants, and I paid $4.69 for them. They sold on an offer for $64.08. I can't remember how long these took to sell, but I can tell that we have dropped them. So I think what happened was that we probably listed them pretty high and they, didn't sell. We priced too high and not enough people were interested to buy within 90 days. So after 90 days, we ended up dropping the price. And that's kind of why we do that, so that if we do price too high, after 90 days, we can drop the price and I guess get it to market value to get it to sell. So that's what happened with these. They ended up selling for $64.08, which is still a really great return on investment, but I'd highly recommend picking up this brand, especially in the men's. This next one is a recent pickup. We picked these up only about a month and a half ago. These are a pair of Marimekko sheets. It's actually a duvet cover. And then we also had 2 pillow shams, and I just listed those all together. I found them separately, paid separately for each item at the same store, so it ended up being a total of $9. We ended up selling them, like I said, within about a month and a half for a full asking price of $39.89. And Marimekko is a brand that is sometimes sold at Anthropologie. This particular piece was not sold at Anthropologie that I could tell. But still a really good solid brand. They're known for their bright colors, and so this is a brand I'm going to keep my eye out for in bedding. Next up is a Vera Bradley backpack. I've been kind of experimenting with Vera Bradley. I find a lot of it. Here in Ohio, there's a ton of Vera Bradley, but what I've learned is to stick to the larger sized pieces or try to find the unique prints. I don't know enough about Vera Bradley, so I usually just do a Google lens. Nikki actually found this one for $4.89, and as you can see, it's got like a Christmas kind of holiday design on it, very wintry, and has animals. So this was called the Merry Mischief print backpack, and you can see we use the keywords Christmas and deer in it as well. And just in general, Vera Bradley backpacks do pretty good, although I can usually only get about like 25 for them. This one must have been a pretty rare print, and it must have been listed in just the right time for the holidays. So like I said, we paid $4.89. It sold within a month, actually I think maybe even a couple of weeks, for our full asking price of $39.89. Next up is another quick flip. We also sold this within about a month. This is a Nike men's sportswear club fleece hooded sweatshirt. And I figured that out by looking up the style information on the inside tags. This was also a size extra large, and I don't know why, but I have really good luck with all white Nike men's pieces. So that's what kind of drew my attention to this. I actually paid up for this because I was so confident in the sale. I paid $6.99 for it. It ended up selling for our full asking price of $34.89. Like I said, within about a month. So I thought that was a good flip. What makes this one so desirable is this club fleece, where the inside is this really lightweight, soft fleece material. And their club fleece stuff, whether that's pants, sweatshirts, hoodies, things like that, seem to be doing really well. This is one of my favorite brands to pick up. It doesn't have the best data for high sell-through rate, but for me, it always ends up selling for a decent profit. I can usually sell Everlane and Madewell jeans anywhere between $30 and $40, and usually they sell for about $35, which is usually what we just go ahead and list them for. We bought these not as jeans, but as pants. Our thrift store marked these as pants, so we only paid $4.89 for them. We listed these crop wide leg jeans in this like cute kind of fallish red style for $34.89. It took only a few weeks to sell, and it sold for an offer to watcher of $31.40. This was definitely a factor stacking piece. This is J. Crew. I actually paid up for this as well, which is unlike me to do for J. Crew, but I'm starting to learn a lot about this brand and being more comfortable with what pieces to pick up and what pieces not to. So I paid $5.99 for this dress, hoping to sell it for about $40. You can see I listed it for $39.97. I picked it up because it was a very like nautical looking dress, very classic, red, white stripe. It was I won't say it was a midi length, but it was like a knee length. It might be midi length for some people, but it was longer length, which is why we looked at it. And it had that drop waist. I thought that this was a really good factor stacking piece, especially in a size 12, so we got it. So like I said, I paid up at $5.99. We listed for about $40. It ended up selling within a couple of months for an offer to watcher of $35.97, which I was happy with. I don't know what it is about the bins, but we find a lot of smart wool at the bins, which I'm not mad about, but I just find it funny. So this is smart wool. I would highly recommend picking up pretty much everything you find in this brand. Men's, women's, doesn't matter, but what does matter is that it is in good condition. So they're known for their merino wool base layers, which to me, if you grab the shirt, you might not know that it is wool, which is the whole point of this brand. But they basically have base layers that are lightweight but keep you super warm. So I'd highly recommend picking up this brand. I pick up every piece I can in it. And like I said, for some reason, we've had really good luck picking this up at the bins. So I got this one at the bins, probably paid less than $1 for it because it was super lightweight. We listed for $39.99. It sold within about a month for our full asking price. This is a great fishing brand to pick up. It is Simms. This one is a men's snap-up fishing shirt. Super lightweight. We know it's a fishing shirt because of this venting here, and this is also just a brand that's known for their fishing products. You can even see it here on the tag. Also a great size in a size large. I've sold hats in this brand and a lot of shirts, and they always perform really well. I paid $4.89 for this, and it ended up selling for our full asking price of $34.89 in about a month. Next up is a Free People sweater. Free People sweaters have been flying for me. Madewell sweaters, Anthropology sweaters, they've all been doing pretty good. This one I had listed in the warmer seasons, and it kind of sat around until fall and winter for obvious reasons, but I would recommend as you move into colder weather to start picking up stuff like this, because once the weather hits, people are going to be buying these up like crazy. So this is just a pretty simple cream mock neck sweater or crew neck sweater. I paid $4.69 for this. I don't remember what we originally had it listed for because we've since dropped the price. Like I said, we listed it in warmer weather. So it did take over 90 days to sell. But like I said, I think it was just waiting for the right season. But it ended up selling for an offer of $27.65. Here's another example of sweaters that are selling right now. This is Moth by Anthropologie. I picked this one up because it was a size extra large. It was a wool blend and it had this interesting like log and look kind of artsy detail to it. I don't always have the best of luck with this brand, but if enough factors are stacking, in which case I thought this one did, then I'll go ahead and get it. I paid $4.89 for this and it sold within a couple of weeks for my full asking price of $29.89. This is one of my favorite men's brands to pick up. I don't find it very often, but when I do, I pick up everything in it. And I highly recommend you guys do it as well. This is 32 Bar Blues. I actually was skipping on this brand for a while because I wasn't aware that it was valuable, but they seem to have a really good following. And like I said, everything that I get sells within 3 months or less. I paid $4.89 for this. This is just a men's, I don't know what, it's like a textured kind of ribbed, almost thermally kind of v-neck shirt, just pretty plain and simple, but like I said, has a really great following. We paid $4.89, listed for $29.97. It took a couple months to sell, but it did sell for our full asking price. Next up is a pair of Buffalo David Benton men's jeans. I pick these up quite often. I learned that they were sold at Buckle, which makes sense why they sell so quickly. I can usually get about anywhere from 25 to 35, sometimes 40 for them. So I expect anywhere within that price range. I usually do try to pick them up for a little bit cheaper because sometimes they do sit longer than 90 days, but they always end up selling. I got this particular pair. These are the Ethan X's Slim Straights. I got this particular pair at the bins. I would say it probably cost about $250 for me based on weight. We listed at $24.89. It sold for a full asking price in just a couple of weeks. This is one of my favorite brands to sell, and I think it's a really underrated brand. This is Athleta. The Athleta pants, not just the leggings, but like the actual pants, like these joggers always flip really, really quickly for me. I paid up for these. I paid $5.99. These were called the Camden Jogger Pants. These are a size 6, pre-owned and in a really nice color. We listed for $29.99. It sold within a couple of months for an offer to watcher of $26.99. Here's another Athleta piece. This one's a top. This is called the Skyway Flutter Sleeve Top. This is the size extra large, and it has that nice mustard yellow color that is popular. So for all of those factor stacking reasons, I decided to get this top. We paid $3.75. It sold on an offer to watcher of $22.48, and it took a couple months to sell. This is Talbot's. We try to pick up the larger sizes in this brand. I will pay full price at thrift stores if it is plus size. So this is a 2X kind of tropical floral-ish top, kind of beachy. Paid $4.89. We listed for $29.88. It sold within about a week for our full asking price. Here's one of my favorite brands to sell. It is Knox Rose. I'll make sure to show this in every What Sold video just because you can find it pretty much anywhere, and if you just focus on the larger sizes, you can really pad your sales. And I've heard success from you guys in the comments saying you started picking it up and you're having success as well. Just make sure to stick to the larger sizes if you want a fast flip. So I paid $3.50 for this one. We listed this extra large bohemian top for $24.99. It sold within about a month for our full asking price. I've been talking about this lately in thrift hauls. It is picking up kids outerwear. This is an example of something I would definitely pick up. This is an LL Bean kids sweater jacket, and we paid only $3.99 for it. We listed for $24.89. It sold on an offer for $22.40, and it took about a month to sell. Sometimes these kids jackets sell more than the adults, and what you want to look for is just the same brands that you look for in the adults section. Last one on eBay before jumping onto Poshmark is a brand I absolutely highly recommend you pick up in the men's department. It is John Varvatos. I pick up almost anything in this brand. Again, this is to my knowledge only a menswear brand, but even their t-shirts flip for quite a bit. This is just a burnout t-shirt. We picked this up for $4.89. We listed for $24.89. It sold within a couple of weeks for an offer to watcher of $22.40. And like I said, even a t-shirt sells for at least $25, and it usually sells very, very quickly. So I'm always really happy when I find this brand. Moving on to Poshmark, I sold this Michael Kors purse. This is actually something that we got for free from someone that just donated items to us, and this is one we decided to keep out of that sort. But I thought that I would mention it because it's just a very small wristlet wallet. But Michael Kors sells pretty well for us, and I would say this is something you could easily pick up at the bins that most people would leave behind just because it's a smaller item. So we actually sold this pretty quickly for $27, and like I said, it's just a little wristlet. So if you're passing on Michael Kors at the bins, even smaller items in good condition, you might consider picking them up. Here's another Athleta piece. This one's actually new with tags, so obvious pickup there. These are another pair of joggers. These were called a Salutation jogger. They were a size large in a nice blue color. We paid $4.89 for them, and they sold very quickly for $40. Again, that one was new with tags. We're still picking up a lot of J. Jill, but we are trying to stick to the larger sizes. This is a Pure Jill extra large linen top, and it had this tiered look to it, which I thought helped to add value. We paid $4.89. It sold for $28. Here's another kids jacket. This is a big kids reversible. We looked up the style name called Moss Bud swirl jacket. These were all going for about $35 to $40. And so we listed ours at about $35. I think when we cross-posted to Poshmark, we moved it to $40, and it ended up selling on an offer for $34. Again, these kids jackets do really good, so definitely keep your eye out for them, and thrift stores price them pretty low. This is an interesting athletic wear brand that I've just become aware of. So it says SDX WFA, which it took me a minute to figure out what that meant, but it is Sarah's Day in collaboration with White Fox athletic apparel. Both of these brands, this one's a collaboration of two, but both of these brands seem to be doing pretty good, so I would definitely keep your eye out for it, but especially in this collaboration, it would be worth getting. You can see there's a little bit of branding here. It just felt very high quality, which is why we looked them up, and I learned that it had a pretty decent following. We paid $4.69 for this. It sold on an offer for $32. Here's a brand I still pick up in dresses, even during the colder months. It is Bowden. This is a women's size 2. This is called the Arabella dress. Did we mess that up? We did. Hopefully we don't get a return on this. We'll have to probably contact the buyer on that one. But UK size 6, US size 2, we listed as a 6. Hopefully they noticed that and we caught that before it went out, but I might be getting a return on this. So, word to the wise on Bowden dresses, make sure you are getting the US sizing. But anyways, I pick up almost every Bowden dress that we can find, and we paid $5.99 for this. It sold for $29, although like I said, we might be getting a return on that one. This one is Haven. This is a new brand to me. So it says Haven Well Within. I looked this brand up. It's a pretty minimalistic brand. They do sell shirts and things like regular clothing, but this one is a sleep shirt, Henley, and we paid $4.89 for this. I listed for about $35 and accepted an offer of $30 on Poshmark, which was a pretty good return on investment. I didn't see a high sell-through rate on eBay, but I saw enough there that I felt comfortable picking it up at that price, and it seems to be doing pretty good on Poshmark, so it might be one that you might want to keep a lookout for. I've been showing a lot of Spanx. These are just a pair of distressed pull-on skinny jeans, size large. I pick up almost everything in Spanx, especially in their pull-on jeggings, their leggings, and stuff like that, and I highly recommend you do the same. As you've probably been able to tell from a lot of my What Sold videos, we've sold some Spanx pretty much every week. They're all flying for us. We paid $3.50 for these, and they sold for $45 on Poshmark. Next up is another great brand to pick up during this time of the year in the outerwear section. It is Patagonia. This is a size large women's snap fleece pullover sweater jacket in this like off-white off-white color, which I think is a pretty popular, like if you find neutral colors in Patagonia, in my opinion, they do just as well as some of the crazier colors. So we paid $4.89 and it sold for $40. Here's another Athleta pair of pants. These are called the Beret Kick Flare Power Vita pant. Anytime I see athletic wear pants in a flare or a boot cut, I always look them up because people are looking for these right now. This was also a size large, so that really helped to sell it. We only paid $1.75 for these, and they sold pre-owned for $45. That was a great return on investment. Here's another new to me brand. So I did a sell-through rate check on eBay for this brand. It is, I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Damee, Damee Inc. And I only looked at it because it was super artsy. It kind of gave me like Jamie Saddock, Chico's vibes in a way. And so I looked those up. Artwear stuff does really good for me. And it had a 100% sell-through rate on eBay. So I would highly recommend keeping your eye out for this brand. This was even a size small and it still sold very quickly. I paid $4.89 for this and we sold it on Poshmark for $30. Here's another new brand, and I would pretty much pick up anything in this brand now. It is Kate, Khaite, and you can see just how simple this label is. It's probably really easy to pass over. Their jeans have a 100% sell-through rate on eBay, and they sell for hundreds pre-owned. I took a look at some of their dresses and other things. Not as good of a sell-through rate, but I would still definitely pick up anything in this brand if I could find it. Because the retail and resale value is really, really good. We picked these up for $6.99. I ended up accepting an offer of $113 on Poshmark, which is a crazy return on investment. Would highly recommend keeping your eye out for these jeans especially. I don't know if I'll ever find that brand again, if this was just a once in a lifetime kind of thing, but I hope that I do. Next up is another awesome brand to pick up. This is Flint and Tinder. If you guys have been on my channel for a while, you'll remember that I used to pick up this brand when there wasn't a whole lot on eBay. Like, this brand must have been up and coming when I first found it, because when I would try to do a comp on this brand a few years ago, there was no information, and I decided to get it anyways because the retail value was so high and they would always flip very, very quickly. Since then, a lot have come onto eBay and a lot of resellers sell it, and there's like a 300% sell-through rate on eBay. So definitely go look up this brand and become familiar with it because it's a really great menswear brand to sell. These are just a pair of men's Flint and Tinder pants. They are just gray. They're pretty simple, but this brand does amazing. We paid $4.89 for them. They sold, I think, within a week for $50. This is another solid seller for us, one that I pick up in pretty much anything. It is Jam's World. This is a Hawaiian skirt, size small. Again, I pretty much pick up anything in this brand. In the past, I have sold some of their dresses for about $100, but even skirts I will pick up. We paid $4.89 and this sold for $28 relatively quickly, I think within a month on Poshmark. Here's a pair of Madewell jeans. I mentioned these before, but we pretty much pick up every pair of Madewell jeans, and we know that they're probably going to sell between $30 and $40 on Poshmark, so that's where they're most popular. These were the wide leg slim crop jeans, and we paid $6.99 for them. They sold for $33 on Posh. And last item of the day is a factor stacking item, which I don't know, I'm just really proud of because I feel like a lot of people pass on J. Crew. They just say no, but if you've got enough factor stacking, you can make really good money off of this brand. So this is J. Crew. I got it at the bin, so I probably paid $1 to $1.50 for it based on weight. We got this because it was a waffle knit, warm spun sweater, gray wool, wool blend. This was just a size medium and again a pretty plain color, but with all this factor stacked, we decided to get it, and it ended up selling for $27 on Poshmark, which is a great return on investment for something at the bins. So definitely do not pass on J. Crew if you've got enough factors that make it sellable.
Alright guys, so that's it for what sold last week. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching. As always, if you would like to join this channel, make sure to subscribe down below and hit the notification bell. If you do that, you'll be notified every time I make these what sold videos. But that's it for today. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.